Hey everyone, in today's video I'm going to unbox and review this tablet. This is the Huion DWH69 wireless graphics tablet. Now this was sent to me by GearBest. GearBest is an online e-commerce website that sells a lot of electronics, and they happen to sell some graphic tablets as well. So this is what we get in the box. Let me take out all the items first. Now when you buy stuff from GearBest, it comes with a 1-year warranty, and if the item arrives dead on arrival, you can do a one-to-one exchange straight away. If you need additional support, you can contact Huion. So this is the thank you card. We have the pen holder with 4 replacement nibs and a nib remover. And we have this pen. This pen requires charging because there is battery inside. The pen has reasonable build quality. It comes with a cap, 2 side buttons. This grip here, this is rubberized. Feels quite lightweight, but the build quality seems to be solid. There's a nice clicky feel to the buttons. Battery life for the pen is rated at 8,000 hours, so that's a lot of battery life. Anyway, if the pen runs out of battery or if the tablet runs out of battery, you can connect the pen and the tablet with the cable and keep on working because they still work with the cables connected. So this will go to the back of the pen to charge it, and this will of course go to the USB port. This is a micro USB to USB cable. This is to charge the wireless tablet. And lastly, we have this disc with the driver on it. So the tablet supports Windows as well as Mac OS, but to get the latest driver, it's best to download it from their website. So this is the 9 by 6 inch wireless tablet. Let me just remove this first. Comes with 8 express keys on the side, and there is this 1.8 inch LCD screen here. Overall build quality seems to be quite solid. Matte surface throughout. Let's take a look at the back. So we have 4 rubber feet here. Let me just open this up to show you the wireless receiver. To use this wireless receiver, you will of course need a USB port. So if you need to bring your tablet around to the office or back home, you can put the wireless receiver here. It's very convenient. And behind this door here, this is the battery. Now the battery life for this is rated to last 24 hours continuously. On this side we have this little micro USB port for charging the battery, and this is the on-off switch. The tablet is quite thin, and when you place it on the table, this part here will be raised because it's thicker here. So you're going to be drawing at an angle, at a slight angle, which is nice compared to it being completely flat. The first thing I noticed when I connected the tablet to the computer is this tablet is not suitable for left-handed users because this part here is raised. If you turn it around to the other side, this is the part that is raised, and this part here it's lower. So it's not for left-handed users. When the tablet is on, this LCD screen will turn on as well. Now these 8 express keys, they are touch sensitive, so there is no click to them. When you touch them, you see this little icon that shows up here on the LCD screen. And when the pen is on the screen, you see this little pen icon as well. There's also a battery life indicator, which is nice because now you know when you need to charge your tablet. Let me show you the settings you can change with the Mac driver. So here you can change the side buttons on the pen to various clicks, and if you want to assign a specific keyboard shortcut, you can do so as well. You have to choose the button from this drop-down menu. This is where you can change the pressure sensitivity of the pen. Now this pen, it supports up to 2000 levels of pressure sensitivity. For advanced settings, this is where you can customize the express keys, the 8 express keys on the side. So you can just click on one of them and choose which button you want or which keyboard shortcut you want to assign or create for that. Here it says that you can have the left-handed mode, but as mentioned earlier, it's not that practical. The soft keys functionality is actually useless because they haven't set aside any space on the physical tablet for them. and there aren't any markings for them on the tablet as well. Let's test out the drawing functionality on Mac OS. So this is Photoshop. Pressure sensitivity works really well. It's very sensitive. Let's try the curves. It's very responsive. So from what I can see, when the curve is turning, these parts here, they are very smooth, which is great because with certain other tablets, when you draw a curve like this, sometimes the turn, it can be a bit angular, but here it's very smooth, which is really good. So all these curves, the transition, very smooth. The transition from thin to thick, it's very smooth as well. So the performance is quite good. So let's test out the hatching ability. The lines, they taper quite well. So when it comes to drawing, definitely no issues at all. The lines, they come out just the way I want them to be. I can put dots as well. The tablet is very sensitive. Let's do some thin and thick lines. No issues at all. Very nice. Keyboard shortcuts work fine. Just pay attention to the size of the cursor as I change the brush size. Now with the express key, you cannot press and hold down to change the brush size continuously. Now if I press the keyboard's key, I can hold down the key and the size will adjust, but for the express key, you have to change the brush size step by step. This is Medibank Paint Pro on the Mac. Pressure sensitivity works really well, and this app, it's really responsive. No problems with the thin and thick lines, no issues with hatching lines, transition is fine, and the curves, they are very smooth. Medibank Paint Pro usually performs very well, and here the lines, they come out just the way I want them to. Very responsive. I can get thin and thick lines very easily. This is Krita on Mac OS. Works great. Pressure works really well. No problems here. I've also tested the pressure sensitivity on Adobe Illustrator, Affinity Photo, and Affinity Designer. Pressure sensitivity works well with these three apps. And now let's jump over to testing the tablet on Windows. So this is the driver on Windows, and the functionality is essentially similar to the one you saw on the Mac. Now here it has this little checkbox here that says that if you are using tablet PC and you have some issues, you can check or uncheck this checkbox here to test to see if it can solve the problems. And here, this is the pen pressure test. And this advanced settings is where you can customize the keyboard shortcuts for the express keys. So functionality, it's the same as you saw earlier. This is Medibank Paint Pro on Windows, and pressure sensitivity works pretty well. No issues at all. I can get thin and thick lines easily, as I expected. The express keys also work well on Windows, so I'm changing the brush size using the express keys right now. And pressure sensitivity works well. No issues with hatching lines with Medibank Paint Pro. This is sketchable. As you can see, pressure works pretty well. Very responsive. This is Photoshop on Windows. Pressure works well. Let me draw a self-portrait. There is some lag, but that's because it's Photoshop. And this computer that I'm using, this is the Surface Pro 2007. It's not that powerful, so there is some lag whenever I use it with Photoshop. Other than the slight lag with Photoshop, which is not because of the tablet, Photoshop works fine, has good pressure sensitivity. This is Clip Studio Paint. Pressure works quite well here. I can get thin and thick lines very easily. This is Adobe Illustrator. Pressure sensitivity works well. I've also tested this with Affinity Photo and Affinity Designer, and pressure works well. To conclude this review, I've got to say that the drawing performance of this tablet is very good. On both Mac OS as well as on Windows, the pressure sensitivity works fantastic. The wireless functionality works great. There's no disconnection issues, and having the wireless capability really helps reduce clutter, cable clutter on the table. And the buttons, they work well. All the apps that I have shown you, they work well with this tablet. Pressure sensitivity works. The only downside I can think of is there is no proper left-handed mode because of the physical design of this tablet. Anyway, Huion makes a lot of other tablets. There are other wireless tablets as well. You might want to check them out if you are left-handed. I have a lot of reviews for those tablets. You can visit the reviews through the link in the video description below. So that's all I have to say about this tablet. It's good. It's not that expensive. The current price of this tablet on Gearbest is US $80, and this includes shipping, global shipping. Of course, the price will vary depending on where you buy it and whether or not there are any promotions. At this price, I would say this tablet is really worth the money for the performance. To find out where you can purchase this, just visit the purchase links in the video description below. Thanks for watching. I hope this review is helpful. See you in the next one. Bye!